Oh, you mean the one class that you attended? See, it still sounds bad.
I think you.
One of the many classes you attended? Is that what you're trying to say? I just want to make sure you got this squared away here, because it sounds really bad for this guy's
camera for 30 seconds, Brian. So I think it's
no, Mr. Counselor, you need to be careful how you say that. That's all.
If this was a courtroom, you'd be striking your statement because you spoke out of turn, but we're not there yet. I attended one class with an attorney from the Ohio Department of Insurance, and she talked about how several communities are doing what's called a franchise fees on the cable companies. And this has actually been ongoing for several years. I know we've never really done that before, but I'll get into a little more detail in a second. But I do want to let you know before I get too far along that I think most of our surrounding communities are doing the franchise fee on the cable companies now. And from what they're saying is they're not really getting a lot of kickback. Not kickback. Nobody's getting kickback. They're not getting a lot of feedback, concerns on the issue of franchise fees.
You speak for yourself, not the township, correct?
There's no kickbacks there. I don't mistake that.
Wow, look at the time.
The clock is gone.
So let me get back. Let's keep serious here. We're not getting a lot of feedback from the community that, as far as people being really against it. I'm sure that there's a lot of people, but the way the franchise fee works is that, and you guys have probably talked to them as well, and correct me, Bill and Dave, I think everyone's talked to them about for, get some additional detail on this, but when the cable companies come in, they get the right-of-way easements, and then they put the cables down, and there's time and inconvenience of, making sure, working around the right-of-ways when they do their work, and then the utilization of our space. And so through the process, I think it was started by, I'm not sure how it started, but they came up with an agreement with the cable companies, the state of Ohio, and not exactly other parties, but you can do from 1 to 5% as a franchise fee, and it's approved, I think even approved by the cable company. I think it has to be cable, so it can't be like the internet or anything like that. So I did get a copy of the resolution. I know you guys have all talked to them, so I thought maybe we could deliberate a little bit on it right now to see what everybody's thought would be.
It was interesting, because I did talk to Suffield and I talked to Randolph Atwater just to see, and they're all can't believe that we're not in this, with that road right away. And for whatever reason, whenever it was brought up, I don't know. Joanne, I know Joanne and I talked. She don't remember it. It was before her time, so I don't know why Rootstown never got in it. But it seems like we're the only community around us that has dropped the ball on it on that side. So.
And this is the percentage of their gross revenues received, according to this.
So I mean, it would be kind of like a hard cost showing up as a fee, but as a cost of doing business over the long run, it actually becomes a soft cost, I believe. I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works, but it will show up. So we have to be ready to let people know what it is and why there's a cost and why there's a need for it. But it can raise significant income, even though it may drop down as people do less and less cable. I think Suffield, and I could be wrong with this, but they may get up to around $60,000 a year. And that is just a great way of increasing our revenue
For the park?
For the parks. But it's not necessarily for a line item, and it has to go back into the general fund. But
That's where our park line item is.
our parking line, it can help substantiate some of those costs, I'm sure. So I wanted us to talk about it, maybe deliberate on it, open it up to the public to see if they had any thoughts, and then vote on it.
Have you read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the key things, if we do proceed, is the percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to have to be, 1 second, Greg, we'll get you in 1 second.
Scott.
I graduate with Greg, I always call him Greg. You can call me by my brother's name if you wish, but he was older.
Hey, Bill, can you go get a ladder so he can climb out this hole here in a couple hours here?
No, because that's going to the park budget.
It doesn't need zoning either.
No, it does not necessarily go to the park.
But you know what? Hey, here's the key thing. It's not a levy right now. But it is a way for us to supplement our income And it's kind of an agreement with, I believe the state and the cable companies which allow up to that amount, so. And it's based on the right-of-way use, and there are, we are allowing them to use our right-of-ways, and sometimes there is
Damage.
damage are done to it, and that's part of the process, and that's why other communities do it, and that's why we should do it as well. I mean, it's kind of a cost of business from their perspective. So, do we make a motion first and then we open it up?
However you want to do it.
Joe, you have a preference? Should we make a motion on the percentage, just open it up? So at this point,
Go
then
ahead, make a motion.
Huh?
Make a motion so we can discuss it.
Well, I need a percentage, as far as,
The other
I like
thing-
5%. That's a max we can go, let's max it out.
all right, well, then I'll make the motion that we approve a resolution. It would be a resolution number, do you have a number that we can provide me?
051.
051.
051, is it 20?
2020.
20
2020 051.
051. I'm just going to read it in its full, not to make anybody, it's not that long, it's one page plus a signature page. So, a resolution establishing a video service provider fee to be paid by any video service provider offering video service in the township, authorizing the Board of Trustees to give notice to the video service provider of the video service provider fee and declaring an emergency. Whereas the Ohio Attorney General enacted sections 1332.21 through 1332.34 of the Ohio Revised Code effective September 24, 2007 to provide statewide, quote, uniformity regulatory framework, quote, for the provision of cable television and or other video service, the video law, and whereas under the video law, a video service provider that is providing a video service to subscribers in the township pursuant to a state-issued video service authorization must pay the township a video service provider fee, the VSP fee, based on a percentage of the provider's gross revenue received from provider video services in the township not to exceed 5% of such gross revenues. And whereas the video law requires that the percentage of gross revenue on which the VSP fee paid must be the same as the percentage of gross revenue that a cable operator pays pursuant to a franchise agreement that is in effect in the township, the VSP fee percentage, or if there is no effective franchise agreement under which franchise fees are payable for a given calendar quarter, the VSP fee percentage shall be 0% of gross revenues unless the township determines by resolution that the VSP will be a percentage of gross revenue not to exceed 5% of gross revenues. And whereas the video law further requires the township to provide a video service provider with written notice of the VSP percentage within 10 days of receiving notice from the video service provider pursuant to RC 1332.27A, it's a capital A, then it will be offering service into the township. And whereas in order to provide timely notice to a video service provider of the VSP fee percentage, it is necessary for this board to establish the VSP fee percentage and to authorize the fiscal officer to provide the appropriate notice to the VSP fee percentage to a video service provider within 10 days of the township receiving notice that a video service provider will begin providing service in the township. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Rootstown Township, State of Ohio. Section 1. That this Board of Trustees of the Township of Rootstown hereby establishes a VSP fee that is calculated by applying VSP fee percentage of 5% to the video service provider gross revenues as defined in section 1332.32B of the video law. All video service providers and cable television operators providing video service in the township shall apply the VSP fee percentage against gross revenues as defined in the video law. Section 2. That the VSP fee shall be paid by each video service provider providing services in the township on a quarterly basis, but not sooner than 45 days, nor later than 60 days after the end of each calendar quarter, Revised Code 1332.32, capital A, Section 3, that the fiscal officer is authorized and directed to provide any video service provider with notice of the VSP fee percentage as determined by this board above, which notice shall be given by certified mail upon receipt of notice from such video service provider that it will begin providing video service in the township pursuant to a state-issued video service authorization. Section 4, that it is found and determined that all formal actions of the board concerning and relating to the adoption of the resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this board, and all deliberations of this board, any of its committee that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements. Section 5, that this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public health, safety, and welfare in order to ensure that the township receives appropriate fees from persons providing video and/or cable services in the township usage in the township right of way. This resolution shall become immediately effective upon receiving the affirmative vote of 2/3 of all members elected to this board. Otherwise, from after the earliest period allowed by law. That's the motion.
Okay.
This time I've opened it up for discussion.
Well, I'll second it, and then we can discuss it after the second.
Okay.
But the VSP fee, is that different from the franchise fee setup? Because it sounded like there were two things in there. The VSP is a video service provider fee, but it says something up in here about the franchise, having to have a franchise agreement or something.
This is the, well, Joe, I'll answer the question the best I can. Okay, but this is the direct form that was provided to me by the Ohio Department of Insurance. And VSP fee is, here's the definition.
Was it the Ohio Department of Insurance?
Ohio Department of Commerce? I think you're right. I think it was Ohio Department of Commerce, not insurance. Talk to them all about that. Thank you, Dave. You see the VSP fee explains it.
Okay. The revenues in which the VSP fees are paid must be the same as percentage of gross revenues that the cable operator pays pursuant to a franchise agreement that is in effect in the township. And then in parentheses, the VSP fee percentage. Or if there's no effective franchise. So my question is, do we need to have franchise agreement first, or does this cover both?
I believe
That's what we need to find out.
for the Ohio Department of Commerce, this covers
This does it all, yeah.
Yes.
Which is why they gave it to you.
And that, if we approve it, then I will go back to them and just double check. If they say something else is necessary, obviously
Okay.
I'll let you guys know promptly. So I made the first, Joe made the second. At this time, we'll open it up for further discussion. Start and work our way back. Tabby?
Morgan Jones, 3649 Industry. Just two questions, is there any downside to this? Number one, and a related question, is this going to be a pass-through to the citizens of the Rootstown?
Let me, talking to that lady down there, one of the things that we deal with, and one of the problems that we're having, and that's why when you say park, I am all for giving some of the money to the park, but not all of it, or general fund. To me, a big portion of it is those big trucks sitting on the side of the road, caving in the side of the roads, the ditches. So I think personally, again, this is something later to discuss, but that would, we need to help offset our time with our guys out there, cleaning ditches out with it, and cleaning the debris, the branches, everything else they leave behind, and along with the road. So that's the first side. The second side, will they pass it on? They will probably try to pass it on to you. To sit here and tell you they're not going to, I'm not going to tell you that. But I know, every time you turn around, they offer new customers a new rate of $39 or $25, and after the year, then it goes up. So I don't know that answer, other than they'll probably try at some point. But again, it's their fee. So. I know that every year I always call my service provider because they always try to put something else on me, and every year you call and get it taken off. So I don't know how they would try to twist it other than, you know, I don't know.
I believe it will show up as a fee from the state of Ohio. It won't say the township, but the people call the state, and then if they have, we can answer the questions when they call us.
Because if there's no, I mean, you've got history with the surrounding townships, so you are already connected with some of them. And if there's not really any big downside,
They're shocked that we're not in this.
why wouldn't we do that? You know, I mean, 60 grand.
I don't, and that's a question, that was Suffield. Suffield.
Well, I mean, it's, you know.
And I think even
Should be a lot.
Suffield even said it was slightly higher than that.
Yeah, round it down.
And it was, you know, but again, it was, you know, even to Atwater, they get it, and it was, you know, and they're shocked, why don't we get it? We come back, we talk to our fiscal officer, says, no, we don't get it, we never have. And why, I don't know. So,
That's what I was saying, it's kind of hard, because sometimes it'll be a hard cost, because it will show up as a fee, but eventually the cost of doing business, they know what they're gonna get. So is it a hard cost, or is it a soft cost over a bunch of time? I'm not a financial analysis, but hearing people say, you know, it's a hard cost, but it's a soft cost, because they gotta do business. So we think that it benefits us, and at least I made the motion, Joe seconded it. Greg, you had your hand raised. Scott, you had your, sorry. I went to school with his brother forever. Yes, look
I
at
was gonna ask the same question you did, so.
yeah.
Dr. Gadd,
Do it.
Mr. Nader, on Lynn Road.
I don't want it on my industry road.
All right, so at this point, well, Joanne, if you want to do the roll call.
Brett,
Aye.
Joe,
I,
Dave.
Hi.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and sign this, and then this is resolved. I believe that is the date. Can you say that? So do we have the resolution number up there? So 225.
One last comment, if you don't mind. There's a possibility AT&T could also come in this area as well as Spectrum. And if you have the fee already established, you could actually.
It is yeah, I don't, it's weird. You know, talking to the lady, you would think like DirecTV, you would think DSL or whatever they got. It's not for everybody. It's for however it was done at the state level, it is only for cable companies.
Yeah.
So I don't, I mean, yeah.
AT&T cable company.
Okay.
and,
Go keep it.
no, you won't. No, I don't want that cheap thing. No, just make it. A signing pen.
They stick it on for you.
Okay, that's done.
All right, who said, I think, Joanne, do you know, does anybody know the next step as far as who to send it to? We can talk about that.
This?
Yes.
You would send it to
It's
the
10
lady.
days
that
to
you
I
send
sent
think it was
to.
sent to the lady I was planning to send to the lady at the Department of Commerce, but,
Yeah, that's who she said to send it to.
so if I could, you want to keep a copy yourself and get me the original? Okay, you can scan me a copy, because I'm going to scan it to her tomorrow, and I'll get it to her.
You can have this.
Okay, we have 10 days for that, right?
Yeah, let's make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
Understand.
Yeah.
Any other business?
Yeah.
New business?
I have two more new businesses. One, I've already put this, had to put on the website, I don't know if it got up there or not. Akron Regional Air Quality Management District offers lawnmower exchange program for spring 2020. Take in your old gas, turn in your old gas lawnmower for a battery operated one, and they'll give you
$100.
$100 gift card as a rebate. So this is, I have this copied, it's gonna be on the website, I just wanna put that on the.
Isn't that for like the
Right.
first 100 people though?
It didn't say that. Residents only, not lawn care companies. Yeah, limited to 100 households. Yeah, one rebate per household. But I don't know how many people are going to go out and buy a battery lawnmower. But you never know. But it's something.
She got a small.
That was that.
Thank you, Joe.
The other thing is our Township Association meeting in
August?
August that we're sponsoring. So
Are we gonna do it at the fire department, or are we gonna do it?
That's what I wanna make sure that, you know, we're on that.
Fire
and
department
we're-
liaison, are we gonna be able to open the bays and look at the nice new
I
truck
think
that we
Chief
got?
said,
Wait a
Chief said we
second.
have that.
One person at a time. It's unfair to our secretary trying to decipher what you guys are saying. We'll start with the vice chair. Dave McIntyre.
I said it, I'm done.
I couldn't hear what you said over Joe, but go ahead.
Are we gonna have it at the fire department in the bay, to where we can look at that brand new fire truck and show all the other townships our nice truck that we got?
I did have a conference with the fire chief regarding this issue. He said we can definitely do it at the fire station, so we're good there. And I know that Guido's caters many of our township associations. We can definitely go with them.
So you don't wanna use
I
somebody in
would
our town?
prefer to use a Rootstown business.
I was gonna
We
say,
have 3 businesses over there, we have the barbecue place.
I was gonna say, but Joe and I have already talked. I was gonna say they do a lot of them, but we've talked
Yeah.
about
We like
the
our
barbecue
businesses
place.
here.
I understand. We talked about having the barbecue place there.
I like Guido's, but I think we need to use
No,
our
I
own
get
people.
it. One place I had thought about, I'm not sure we're gonna go there, but just to put, maybe what about the Dusty, if they have room, just because they can talk about, the Garth Brooks event.
I know last time that we did it at the church,
Methodist Church.
Methodist Church. So, I mean, either the Methodist Church, or maybe we can even get
Like
this
the fire
church.
department.
You like the fire department?
Jordan's on the board over there, I think, so.
Dave, one thing I thought about,
Say what?
one thing I thought that maybe we could talk about at that event, I know Nick Quinn sets the agenda for that, but maybe the State Route 44 project, just be kind of an interesting topic, it's State of Rootstown. Give everybody kind of a heads up on what we're doing with that. and
You
where
should
we're
send
going
that
with
to Nick, because they're the ones that set that up.
So that's not till August, but that's something, before I don't know how much we're at, but let me know. We're gonna talk with the group, see where they're at, and we got plenty of time. I'm sure Nick would entertain that. So, I did get the venue down. I don't know if it's too early to get the food down, but we have to
Yeah.
get a cost.
No, it's not too early.
So I'll at least get a cost, and I'll check with Lori on the amount of people, probably about 50 people.
It's about 50 average, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell them for 50.
$15 per head.
15 per head for 50, see if they can make that happen.
Is that how much it was?
That's what they're changing now. It's gonna, instead of jumping around, it's just gonna be one set price. Get your money's worth. That's all I have.
Well, since Joe was doing the community service stuff, saveohio.com/fridge, you can get your $75 rebate on anybody that's trying to get rid of a refrigerator. So, and there's always people asking.
That's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I mean, I will put that out there too.
Yeah. I have a magnet on my refrigerator from about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's nothing further, then I'm gonna go ahead and adjourn this, if that's
Awesome.
okay. So we're adjourned.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Scott.
Great thing.